Full time, Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. That's how the game was gonna hate to end, and no one saw it ending this way, especially from the preview that I made yesterday. And if I told you evidence what exactly happened in the first half, Arsenal having 80% possession in the first 45 minutes, putting up 2 goals, past Nottingham Forest, going into the halftime with a 2-0 lead. That was something great for Arsenal, and we knew that Arsenal could come out and capitalize onto that, but that wasn't the case into the second half. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Arsenal have gone ahead to win their first game of the season, as they did last season, though they are playing away from home, beating Crystal Palace by 2-0, and this time round they've been playing from home and they won it by 2-1. We are going to be bringing you these match previews as really show you exactly how the comparison is really going on, especially when Arsenal plays every game. Like last season, the first game they played at Emirates, it was against Leicester City. They won it by 4-2, though they left it late because for some minutes it was 2-1 as it was for Nottingham. But it's always said that it's the best and worst result to go into halftime when you're leading by 2-0, because you can easily come up and really get a third goal. When you get a third goal, that means you're always gonna obviously get the game out of the reach of the opponents, or if at all your opponents comes out and put 1 goal back like they did, like Nottingham did to Arsenal, it really makes it worse. But in the 26th minute, I saw that very beautiful bit of skill coming in from Martinelli, that 180 turn backheel turn to the Saka Nketiah that acted as an assist to Saka Nketiah. The Saka Nketiah put that ball into the back of the net. Then in the 32nd minute, William Saliba passed into Bukayo Saka. Saka cut inside and obviously went in for a curling effort to the far post, and guess who was in between the stitches? It was Matt Turner, and he couldn't find himself in a position of saving that goal, and Arsenal had 2-0. Now in the 82nd minute, Arsenal conceded a goal after the manager of Nottingham Forest made a triple change. He brought in Awonyi, is it Awonyi or Awinyi? And he brought on Anthony Elanga and Gibbs White, meaning that he changed the entire front three and brought in some fresh energy. And this is where I obviously blame Mikel Arteta for not going in to really read the game very well. Having Gabriel Magalhaes on the bench is really one of those things that he would have gone ahead to consider to bring him on the moment he saw Awonyi onto the pitch, because Awonyi is a very physical player, fast, and when you look at the players that were in the field of play, William Saliba is strong, but I think if we're talking about physicality, he cannot beat Awonyi's physicality, meaning that Arteta had to really get on Gabriel Magalhaes as soon as possible. But after he conceded the goal, that's when he brought on Gabriel Magalhaes to match the physicality of Awonyi. The Elangas are really swift, fast into that game, and you saw the counter-attack that Anthony Elanga led from the 18-yard box area of Nottingham Forest. He drove that ball for close to 90 yards, and then he found himself in a position of doing a cutback, and Awonyi just pressed that ball into the first or the front post in there for you and made it 2-1, and pressure really increased. But what brought pressure to increase was that Arteta came in the second half and he knew the game was done, and he knew that they could easily pick a third goal, and I never saw very many good chances created by Arsenal, and this game has been won because Nottingham Forest gave Arsenal a lot of respect. If Nottingham Forest came up with Awonyi leading the line, Gibbs White and Johnson, those three at the beginning of the game, I think they would have gone ahead to obviously do the needful. But I would like to credit Mikel Arteta for the changes he made in the first half. Remember, they came in with a 4-3-3, and Thomas Partey was being played as a right back. Now, Declan Rice was being played in a single pivot, and let me tell you this, for the entirety of this season, you are not going to see Declan Rice perform well into that single pivot, because this is a different game of football together. This game is really hard, and he needs someone to learn from. And this is where all goes to Mikel Arteta. After seeing everything ramshackled in the midfield of Arsenal, and they're not obviously moving the ball very fast, and the runs were really slow, Then he told Thomas Partey to see to it that he really plays into the midfield. And guess what? He shifted to a system of 3-4-3 with Julian Timber, Ben White, and William Saliba in the back. Then in the midfield, there was Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Ben White. Sorry, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Gabriel Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka. That was the midfield four. And then he put up a front three of Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, and Saka Nketiah. That is how Arsenal went ahead to play into that beautiful game of football. So it shows you that he turned to a 3-4-3 system in here for you, and it really went on to play very, very well in his favor, because Arsenal couldn't go through that Nottingham Forest team, if at all. They never changed, and it showed you that when Arsenal came back in the second half, they put Thomas Partey in a double pivot with the Declan Rice, and they really controlled the game. But amidst controlling the game, they didn't score the number of goals. All add one more goal to make it 3, and obviously put in a 3-goal difference. And it shows you how easily a football result can change. Trust me, the football result had changed. It had changed in a nick of time. That is it. It had changed, and I would like to obviously congratulate Arsenal for winning this game of football, because this time around, they've come into this season, things have gone ahead to change. When they came last season and started playing, no one gave them a chance to win the league. That is it. And no pressure was mounted onto this team. But right now, a lot of pressure is mounted onto this Arsenal side, and they really have lots of things to do and prove to the world that they're really the best teams in the league. And every game they're going to go into, they are going to go in with a lot of pressure, because everyone sees them as possible competitors with Man City. And remember, they came into this game when Man City had played yesterday, and City had won that beautiful game of football by 3-0 yesterday, meaning that pressure was onto Arsenal, and Arsenal came in through and obviously got that game over the line. There are some notes that are really noted where the game was really going on, and one of the reasons that's why Arsenal never really went ahead to obviously score in the first 20 minutes of the game was that they lacked numbers in the final third. I saw Martin Odegaard releasing Eddie Nketiah, and Eddie Nketiah was alone into the 18 yards box area. Yet, if you're Arsenal, you'd like to be having 5 bodies into the 18 yards box area of the opponent. That's what we call overloads. You need to overload the final third of your opponent, especially if at all you're playing against a team like Nottingham Forest. The other one I really noted was the miscommunication between Ben White and William Saliba that resulted into a 1v1 between Johnson and Aaron Ramsdale, though it really went out of the goal. But that was an opportunity in the 11th minute that would have put Arsenal behind, and it shows you how bad they were at their game reading, and their transitions were really bad, especially from the first third of the pitch. Then the slow movements and slow passing, that delayed Arsenal's breaking in through. That's why you saw to it that it required magic from Gabriel Martinelli to obviously get that ball, head it, and obviously go into the half space or the left half space, and then make that 180 back heel turn on the ball, and it really resulted in an assist for Eddie Nketiah. And we'd like to credit Eddie Nketiah. The way he really composed himself and obviously hit that ball into the back of the net was really top notch, and he really put in a very good goal. And that goal just took the pressure off Arsenal, and Arsenal found themselves in a position of settling in. Now, the compactness of Nottingham Forest was really hard to break. That's why you saw to it that all Arsenal's goals, all the 2 goals, were the result of set plays, and this set plays just went into back, and obviously Arsenal regained possession and passed it through, and obviously they scored. But all I want to let you know is that Arsenal needs to improve, but it needs to improve into their passing, quick passing, because we've known Arsenal as a quick passing team. And you saw to it that when Leandro Trossard came in through, he's obviously press resistant, and he went ahead to put in the job that Mikel Arteta really wanted in 3. And those are the 3 points, 4-5 points I noted into this fixture, and I think it's good to see that Arsenal are going to have to go and get the 3 points. All what Arsenal needed was a good start, because if you don't get a good start, then you are going to be obviously slated by these journalists. Even me, I will slate Arsenal because I predicted Arsenal to go 4-0, but I was so much shocked they never even went and reached that level. But Declan Rice to me had a half-decent game today, and he's not yet a 6 of Arsenal. Thomas Partey has shown us that he really plays a better job in that single pivot, better than Declan Rice. And Declan Rice has looked very much well today, especially when going forward. And you saw him very well. He had 2 shots on target, and I think there were 3. First half he had 1 shot on target, and the second half he had 2, and the other 2 were really good, decent saves from Matt Turner that would have gone to result into goals. So it shows you that he might be a Granit Xhaka replacement, and Arsenal might be looking in the January transfer window, all the summer transfer window of next year for a Thomas Partey replacement. And we all know what it means not having Thomas Partey. You need a lot to obviously find your team into the top if you don't have a top CDM. But other things to talk about, Martin Odegaard. Guys, you know, some people are going to go ahead and hail Saka, hail Nketiah, or what, but to me, the best player in the field of play has been Martin Odegaard. You saw what he does on the ball. Not selfish, releasing Eddie Nketiah, releasing Bukayo Saka, releasing Kai Havertz, you know, doing the intricate passing, backheeling the ball. He was really a beast, or a steady Eddie into that game. I think no player is going to hate register more passes than he might need to go obviously and we look through it, but I know no player is going to hate obviously register more touches on the ball than this guy. Now we go to this, and these are the team stats. Arsenal had 15 shots and the Nottingham had 6. Arsenal had 7 shots on target. Not bad for me, though 2 crossed the line, and those were the 2 goals. Nottingham had 2 and only 1 crossed the line, meaning that they are really so clinical. Then 79% possession by Arsenal and 121% ball possession by Nottingham Forest. Not bad, but Arsenal needed to be having 80, because in the first half it was 85, and the way it dropped to 79, God knows. Then we are having 763 passes completed by Arsenal. That is really great. That means the average close to 331 passes per half. That is something great for Arsenal. 196 passes completed by Nottingham. 90% passing accuracy by Arsenal. That is really elite. 68% passing accuracy by Nottingham. 12 fouls by both sides. 2 yellow cards to both sides. And these yellow cards will take us to the point of Julian Timber. When he really got off the field of play, you saw that Arsenal lacked what we call the wide area and half space references. That's it. So when he's on the field of play, things are obviously going on great, and that's another huge injury blow from a player that has always gone ahead and obviously put in an effort that Zinchenko puts in. So Arsenal fans should pray to it that Zinchenko really comes back on time. That is it. Then 0 red cards to both sides, 2 offsides to Arsenal, 1 offside to Nottingham Forest, 8 corners to Arsenal, and 3 corners to the side of Nottingham. We go to the table standings, right? Now, Arsenal is second. Man City has played 1 game, 1 win, 3 goals scored, 0 goals conceded, and 3 points secured, and 3 goal. The goal difference is 3. And when you look at Arsenal is having 1 game, 1 win, 2 goals scored, 1 conceded, 1 goal difference with 3 points. And there is something I've gone ahead to obviously forget at the beginning of the video. That is Arsenal back to where it really ended last season, because last season Arsenal conceded more goals at home than away from home. But this time around, they should obviously make it a point that they don't really give away very many goals while they're still at home, because it makes a lot of sense to obviously score goals when you're at home than not score them. That it makes a lot of sense when you don't concede goals from home and concede them from away, but it depends on how you balance the two. So guys, your thoughts on Arsenal 2, Nottingham 1 are welcome. in the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. Arsenal have gone ahead to win their beautiful game of football, and it's now they thought about their next fixture that Arsenal are going to play against Crystal Palace. That is on Monday next week. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And the Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu Fikum. Ciao, ciao.